Hello, everyone.
Hey, bag ladies and bag dudes. I'm Sarah Lawson from So Sweetness. Thanks so much for joining me for Ask Sarah, my weekly Q&A chat. Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me on this lovely Tuesday evening. I saw everyone on YouTube and Facebook before the chat. Okay, sorry. I see Eunice from Florida, Erica, hello. I see Cheryl. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to be answering some questions live at the end of the chat, and then I have a list of a few things that I wanted to talk to you about. So just because I don't want to forget to answer this question, Kim emailed me maybe about an hour before the chat. She said she wasn't sure if she'd be able to make it, but she had a question for me. So I'm going to answer that now, and then we'll do some more questions a little bit later on. So Kim's question was for the iron-on clear vinyl that I showed a couple Social Sundays ago. I showed two different brands, Pellon and Heat and Bond brand of clear vinyl, and basically it makes any fabric a laminated fabric. So her question was, can you iron that iron-on vinyl to quilted fabric? So I wasn't sure if Kim meant fabric that's already quilted or if she meant if you can iron it on and then quilt it. So I think, I haven't personally done this, but I think I see a slight problem with ironing it onto already quilted fabric because it's not completely flat. I feel like you would get a lot of areas where the adhesive doesn't take a firm hold because there's sort of areas of the fabric that are more puffier, the areas in the middle of the quilting. I think it would be fine though if you ironed on the vinyl to completely flat fabric and then quilted it afterwards. I think that would probably work out better. So hopefully that answered your question, and I'll be answering some more questions live in a little bit. So if you have a question for me, either sewing related, bag related, if you have a question about a certain sewing tool, go ahead and ask your question in the comments, and I'll answer some live in a little bit. We're going to get to Danny's favorite part of the show right away. It's where we ask all the bag ladies and bag dudes to let us know in the comments. So go ahead and type that in the comments right now, either bag lady or bag dude. I know I'm a super huge bag lady. Seeing big support in the So Sweetness Facebook group this week. So thanks to all the bag ladies and bag dudes. And if you're not already a member of the Facebook group, I hope you'll join us over there. It's a lot of fun, lots of members, very active. People ask questions and post finished So Sweetness projects, so it's a lot of fun, and I hope you'll join us there. All right, so I have Danny put a link in the comments. We're going to be doing a vote for maybe a week or so. I'm working on a set of new patterns right now, and Danny had an idea to release a bonus pattern, and so we're going to put that bonus pattern to a vote. So I have 3 choices. Let me know your favorite, and the highest vote getter will be the bonus pattern in the set of new patterns that I'm working on. So the 3 choices are a cooler, so to hold cold drinks and food, bigger than a lunch bag. The second choice is either a waist bag or a bum bag, as Bronwyn likes to say. Choice number 3 is a backseat car organizer, so an organizer that would sort of fit over the passenger seat where you can keep books, magazines, tablets, that kind of thing. So either during the chat or after the chat or sometime when you have free time, go ahead and give us a vote and let us know what you would like to see as the bonus pattern. Do you have a few things to say about some people said I saw on Facebook that they were having difficulty seeing the voting?
Yes. Not to my knowledge, I didn't know about it. Sarah just posted this and popped it up when I went to check it. I had the same problem when using my phone to check the vote. You're on the screen, it's going to be cut off in half. It's like it won't shrink it down to fit the size. So I did notice that when on my screen where I couldn't see it really well, on the bottom right corner, you'll see a little blue, looks like a tab or a button. If you click that, it actually pops up the 3 choices, so you could still get your vote in until we get it corrected. Yep. So if you did want to fix it, you get the link, you click it, doesn't work, you'll see like everything chopped off. Hit the bottom right corner, the blue square, and that should give you your 3 options, and you hit that bottom right again to submit your choice.
I'll see if I can fix it, but in the meantime, go ahead with Danny's suggestion if you're having trouble on your cell phone trying to get the vote to go through. Okay, we're going to get over to your pick right away. So if you want to talk about why you chose this bag for your pick of the week, and it was a bag that was posted in the Facebook group.
Yes, I thought this was a very cool pop culture bag. Love the color choice, like the side fabric. with the neon colors.
What pattern is this?
I think it's called the Edelweiss bag.
No.
Kidding. Cumberland backpack.
Oh, okay. Good job.
Sarah, you're so silly. And I just like that. I love the neon colors. Look very cool. Very awesome job fussy cutting that. The note paper on the back pocket, or the front pocket, I guess you'd call it. It's just a great job overall. Awesome. Very cool. Something you see at a store or a boutique.
And Shannon made that backpack.
Yep.
And I asked Danny before the chat when he told me what his pick was going to be, if he knew what movie that was from, and if he saw that movie before. And what's the movie?
That's The Breakfast Club, I believe.
And I know that you're going to give me a bunch of boos for saying this, but I've never seen that movie before. So I don't know what to say about that. I guess I'll have to watch it. Sorry, guys.
I think Sarah had deprived childhood. We taught, 4th of July is coming up for us, Chicago. Fireworks are illegal, but when I was a kid, we grew up, we always had fireworks. My dad would get assortments of stuff, and I asked Sarah about it today, and she's like, I don't know what those are. I was describing certain fireworks. She had no clue what they are because she never used a firework. She's seen them at fireworks shows. I'm like, did your dad never buy fireworks or use them? She's like, nope, we just didn't do it in our family. So you come from different, families, and what is a norm to you may not be a norm to them. So it's interesting sometimes to hear different perspectives on different things.
Yeah, it was just never a thing to me. Never a thing that I thought to ask for. And
yeah, I love fireworks. I mean, shoot. You got to get me away from them. I'd blow my foot off. I had them year round, I'm sure. But I don't even see questions. Lots of comments, great colors, great bags. Saw a ton of comments about the cooler choice. Like maybe 8 in a row said cooler, 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 cooler.
Really? That's very interesting because when we've asked tentatively in the past, it seemed like a pretty even split, like 33, 33, 33, 33%.
Cult movie a must, Pam says.
Okay. Maybe I'll watch it when I'm working tomorrow.
I'll totally watch it again. I thought it was a good movie. It was pretty cool. Kids are definitely probably too young for it, but...
Are there swear words in it, or...?
Yeah, it's like a young teen. They're in high school, and they'll get grounded. Not grounded, but like in-school suspension or something.
Because I remember, I think it was a couple years ago, we watched Ferris Bueller. We went to, what was it? Like an outdoor... They were showing an outdoor movie, and it was like a family-style event.
Oh, yeah, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I did see Ferris Bueller when I was a kid, but
yes, me too.
It's been a long time, and when they showed that movie, there were a whole bunch of swear words
Tons
in it.
of swearing. I couldn't believe it. I'd never... Maybe I saw it on TV, so the swearing was edited out. But watching their movie, it was...
But it was like all families with kids at this event,
yes,
so I was a little
totally
surprised that somebody picked that movie. I mean, I think there was the F word in that movie, right?
I believe so. There was a ton of swearing.
Oopsie.
Someone's fired for that one.
So we've been having a little bit of a technical issue with getting our Facebook comments, how we normally post the questions on the screen. We have a little bit of a technical issue as far as that goes. YouTube comments and questions are coming through just fine. So Danny's going to post YouTube questions on the screen, and he's going to try the best that he can to keep track of the Facebook questions over on his cell phone. And he'll just read those out loud if there's any Facebook questions. Does that sound good? Okay. Lisa says, what bag would be a good one for a beginner to make using only fat quarters? Ooh, that's a tough question. The first half of your question, I would have suggested the Baker Street bag, but you can't make the Baker Street bag with fat quarters unless you're piecing them together. Most of the Minikins you can make with fat quarters, but the Minikin's a bundle, and for a beginner, you might not be... committed to spending on the bundle. I'm trying to look behind me and see what else. Let me think about that for a second.
Someone also mentioned... it went through.
Was that on Facebook?
Yeah, it was when making bags with cork, do you still use by any soft and stable? This is from Lisa.
That's a good question. So if the cork is for the body of the bag, I would use the interfacing as called for in the pattern. That's just me personally. For any straps, tabs, or accents, I would usually skip the interfacing. That's just personal preference. But if it's for the body of the bag, I usually like a substantial bag, so that's why I would use it for the body. But it could go either way. Especially if it's a smaller accessory, if you are not so committed to having it be like super meaty, you can go ahead and skip the interfacing on the cork fabric. Jen says, what is the best type of insulating to keep things cool? So several companies make insulated fleece. Pellon's is called Insul Fleece. The Warm Company makes, I forgot what the exact product is called. I'm sure somebody will say in the comments. But basically, it's a fleece product, and one side of it has sort of it almost looks like aluminum foil. So that's the insulating aspect of it. And when you're attaching it to the fabric, I personally use it as a sew-in interfacing. I would attach it to the lining because obviously in the lining, that's the part where you want to keep everything on the inside of the lunch bag or what have you. And you want to sew it in so that the metallic looking side is directed toward the inside of the bag. So basically you can orient that silver side toward the wrong side of the fabric in most cases. And also if you want the inside of the lunch bag to be wipeable, you can iron that iron-on vinyl fuse to the fabric before you attach it to the insulated fleece, and then it'll be insulated as well as easy to wipe down clean with like a damp rag or a paper towel.
AJ Jackson was asking, are you going to do a close-up of angling the zipper when sewing it?
I had another emailed question this week about that.
I saw in the group too, people were asking, especially I think the cotton candy,
yeah,
or the ones where you have the zipper veer off.
Yeah, so I call it veering it off the edge of the fabric. We're definitely going to try to set something up to show that. I know I showed in the cotton candy video and the airplane bag video, but I think we need perhaps a closer up and just more talking about how to do it and how to set it up. And there's a few different options as far as that goes. So we'll put that on the list for a future video for sure. Cheryl says, sometimes I see you don't use interfacing for a zipper pocket, but sometimes I see you do. What is your suggestion for interfacing to the inside pocket? So I think this is just a habit from my earlier days of sewing. I was really frugal with my supplies and really conscious of what supplies I was putting into a pattern. And I think my reasoning is that an easy way to minimize the interfacing is to not use it in certain parts of a pattern like the zipper pocket. So I've never had a zipper pocket tear open or bust open due to not having interfacing. However, you certainly can put Pellon Shape Flex interfacing on your zipper pocket fabric before you sew it in place. So either option will be fine. If you prefer to have it on there, it won't wreck the pattern or anything like that. And if, as I've written in the pattern, if you don't use it, I don't expect anything crazy to happen like the pocket to bust open. So either way will be fine. Whatever you're more comfortable doing.
Carrie said, today I had the opportunity to put some bags in a boutique that is opening in a couple weeks. She bought 5 of my bags. All of them are Sew Sweetness patterns.
Wow, congratulations. I'm curious which bags that you made. Did it say in the comments?
It did not.
That's
Might be a
awesome.
follow-up, we'll see.
I'm wondering if they were all the same pattern or if they were a variety of different, but congratulations. Glorimar says, what's Insol Bright? So it's insulated fleece. Insol Fleece, Insol Bright. That might be the product made by the Warm Company. Sometimes I have a hard time, especially if I haven't used a product in a while, remembering the exact names. But like I said, different companies make insulated fleece products, and I think that might be the Warm Company product. The Pellon one is Insol Fleece. That's what that one was called.
We do have a couple comments.
Okay.
I'm just going to post this. About a checkbook cover tutorial.
Okay.
So a lot of people still use checks, young and old.
Very interesting. That might be a good one for Core Club. Maybe I'll write that down. I have a really short-term memory, so if I don't write it down or if it's not in an email, checkbook cover. All right, cool.
Did you make the flower in your hair, Sarah? Judy wants to know.
I did not. I can't remember where I got this. When I was finishing up high school, I don't know if you have a Claire's store around you, but Claire's is basically a store that has, I don't want to say it's just for little girls because I like the stuff at Claire's too sometimes, but it's lots of accessories like earrings, necklaces, hair bows. I'm pretty sure this was from Claire's, and Violet put it on my desk the other day, and I just thought it would be cool to put in my hair.
Did I hear you say hair bows?
Is it? Why?
Isn't that the like gummy bears?
No, not Haribos.
Oh,
like
you know, sorry, I'm hungry. I can go for some candy. Pamela wants to know from your books which pattern is your most popular.
That's a good question. I'm not sure which one's the most popular. And probably part of the reason that I can't answer the question is because it's been some time since I wrote those patterns for my 2 books, and I might not remember what all the names are. I know that sounds bad. But like I just said a few minutes ago, I have really bad short-term memory. I've seen a lot of the duffel. I have a duffel bag in my second book, and I've seen a bunch of those pop up on the internet. Maybe that one. I'm not sure. Oh, you just put a question. Richard wants to know, will Cork Club be available to join again soon? The answer is yes. We don't have a date for that yet. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Excuse me.
Suit type.
Conservatively, we're saying very beginning of next year, but if we possibly can get our act together and do it sooner, we will. The reasoning behind that is we had a huge amount of subscribers to the first round of Cork Club, and we just wanted to make sure we could stay on top of it because my cousin who works for me does all the cutting, but Danny and the kids put all of the kits together, and we kind of were respectful of the Cork Club subscribers, and we knew what we didn't want to bite off more than we can chew, right. So we hope to have that available sooner rather than later, but we'll let you know as soon as we have that posted.
Can you sew infusible interfacing, or would that affect the bag in some way?
Oh, okay. I think the question, Rabia wanted to know if you can sew on top of the fusible interfacing.
I'm guessing maybe like instead of fusing it, sewing it in.
Oh, okay.
That's my take on it. I could be totally wrong.
Okay. Well, I'll answer
both.
Two different ways.
Go for it.
If it's a fusible interfacing and you want to treat it as a sew-in, that's super easy. You can do that. If you would like to sew through or on top of a fusible, I'm not sure if you meant if it'll gum up your needle. It shouldn't. I've not had that happen to me before. So hopefully one of those replies was the answer to your question, what you were asking. Are you posting that or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were finishing your comment.
No, I was done. Thoughtfully Sewn says, could you talk more about the retreats? Does one bring their own sewing machine? What is required for registered attendees to bring? So we did 2 sewing retreats last year. We have 2 of them this year. We're not sure if we're doing any more in future. I think we're going to take 2019 off. So our retreats last year, we did have a quilt shop provide all the sewing machines. That sort of fell through for this year. So for this year's retreats, the attendees are bringing their sewing machines. We did have 5 of my personal sewing machines as rental machines, but that was sort of a issue where we couldn't resolve at the last minute and not an ideal situation. So I think if we did retreats again, we'd probably want to have the sewing machines provided for everyone, right? What do you think about that?
I think it's a benefit people would enjoy, so you don't have to lug around your machine and stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of people are coming from other states or flying in. So if we can get that resolved in future, we'll do more retreats, I think.
Pamela says, have you ever thought about giving away bags you've made in your weekly giveaway?
That's a great question. So if you don't know this about me, I'm super self-conscious about the sewing, either quilts or the bags that I make. And so that's why I've never sewn a bag. I haven't even sold one. And that's why also I would not be comfortable in giving them away, even though it would be, I agree, it's a super nice thing to do, but I'd feel very worried and stressed out about where the bag's going to, if they'll see all my little flaws in the bag, and it just stresses me out too much, so I haven't done that. I don't know if I ever will, to be honest.
We do have a Lauren update. Someone asked her if she still has the baby. She had the baby yet. And Lauren said, due Friday. Unfortunately, this baby has decided to use up all their allotted time in there.
Oh, man.
Lauren, that's a tough one. I know as longer it goes, the tougher it is on you.
I hope it's not too hot where you live, because I remember with Violet was born in the middle of September, and that was a tough summer when you're really hot and feeling kind of heavy.
For sure. I know that feeling year round. I was trying to get all the different comments. How do you fly with machines? I would be scared. Cheryl wants to know.
I know some people are using travel bags and putting the bag with the machine in the overhead bin. I think I know Christina on Facebook said that she was planning on doing. Christina lives in Florida. She's coming to the September retreat, and I know she said that that's what she was planning on doing. Kyla says, will you ever start making quilting tutorials?
We have one up.
We do. I did do
Holiday
one in
Homies
the
quilt.
early days about foundation paper piecing, and it's on YouTube. It's a Christmas quilt. Not my pattern. It was just a free pattern on the Free Spirit website, and I did a video for it. I feel like I don't have that part of the brain that a quilt pattern designer has. I've tried many times in the past because when I first started my blog, I felt like the odd one out because all my friends were designing quilt patterns and I wasn't. I was doing bags, and I guess it ended up being more of a blessing because it sort of set me apart. But now every once in a while I try to design a quilt pattern, and it just Danny says it's easy, so I told Danny, you know, come up with some designs. I'll write the instructions and of course do the videos, but I don't have any thoughts. I love geometric designs and stars and things like that, and I don't have any ideas as far as quilt patterns go.
Lauren said she's from St. George, Utah, the desert, 2 hours from Vegas.
Oh,
so it's
no.
definitely warm there for sure.
Oh.
I almost wish we could do like a little baby shower for Lauren. Like everyone maybe make one little small thing and we all send it to Lauren because I think she's been part of our talk. I know she doesn't like to hear, you know, us focus around it to get those good questions out, but Lauren, it's hard not to. I feel like you're part of our community and our family. So sorry if we're talking about it too much.
ECAS says, what's the status on the templates, acrylic, any updates? Super excited. We're hoping to have them. I haven't gotten a shipping notice yet, so I'm thinking they might be coming next week. But Ed and Robin said that they'll get them to us as quickly as possible, and we'll let you know on social media as soon as we get those. In case you missed it last week, we mentioned that we have acrylic templates for the minikins on the way, and if those do well, then we'll branch out into some of the other bags for acrylic templates. We'll let you know on social media, though, as soon as we have those. Lisa says, what is your favorite fabric line at the moment? So probably, it's not quite out yet, but Tula Pink.
De La Luna.
De La Luna. I think I have a piece on the ground.
There's a bag, I'm sure, with it behind
I'm
you.
going to stand up and get it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, here we go. I just have a few small pieces of it, but we're going to be stocking it on the website as soon as it comes in. I have it on order, and I ordered a lot. So here's a few pieces of De La Luna. I just love the artwork on them. The colors are, I think, my favorite so far. This is designed by Tula Pink. She has coordinate. These are sugar skulls. The main print. I had another little bit of fabric, but I used that one up. But this is one of the main prints. It's called Possessed. It's not upside down, is it?
Nope.
Okay. We'll let you know as soon as we get those. We'll have them on the website in bundles, as well as I'm calling them bag packs. So by that I mean like an exterior and a lining, like coordinating, so you can just go ahead and use it for a bag without having to think too hard, because sometimes picking out fabric is a major task, and the bag packs are sort of meant to get you right to sewing. So
yeah, Nikki was asking, how has the embroidery going? How is the embroidery going?
I don't know. You want to answer that one?
Well, that one thing we made was the only thing so far.
Yeah.
It's just this time of the year, a lot of stuff going on. Some personal family stuff happened the weekend before. This past weekend, we had a friend's birthday party. So it's really not been a lot of time to do stuff. And kids get out of school really soon. So once they get out of school, I know Val loves to partner with me on stuff like this. And I think we'll get motivated to do more. I have a lot of shirts. I'm ready to start rocking them out. We just got to get to it. And Judy also had a great comment. Let me get that posted here. She said, imperfection is the real beauty in life. And that's 100% the truth.
Oh, I forgot. I write myself an outline, and I forgot. I sort of went straight to the questions. Is it okay if we do this one and then this one?
Whatever you want. You're the boss, lady.
Oh, okay. So we'd like to invite you, if you enjoy the live shows or any of the other videos, if you're watching on Facebook, to hit the share button and share this sewing video with your other sewing friends. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, if you'll at least do us a favor and hit the like button, which is the thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot, the likes and shares, because it helps YouTube and Facebook share our videos with other people that might not have seen them before, and so we can bring some new bag ladies and bag dudes into the fold. So we really appreciate it, and thank you so much for doing that. I had an email earlier today, and I debated whether I should read it, but I really wanted to because I feel like it says a whole lot about what the bag making community is sort of all about, and it really touched me. So I'm going to read this letter. I'm going to leave off the person's name because I thought it was more appropriate to do it like that. I hope that's okay. But this email I got earlier today, it said, "Hi, Sarah. I'm sure you would agree that at times we get so busy earning a living that we forget that we are actually building a life. Well, that's exactly what happened to me. I worked 12 plus hours a day, 7 days a week for 22 years. As a single mom, you do what you need to do. Then one day it all came to a screeching halt. I was diagnosed with coronary artery disease, now have a few stents and a heart attack under my belt, and end-stage COPD. I always say I'm too young for all of this, but we are not invincible. I have not been able to work for the last few years, so I moved back home to be near my grandchildren. During the past 2 years of being here, I have been sick often. I basically wake up, watch TV, take medication, and sleep a lot. At the beginning of this year, I somehow found you. It was the best day of my life. Watching your Sunday and Tuesday shows have greatly inspired me. I started with the Kismet bags and have progressed to Amethyst Project bags, and now I'm obsessed with the Minikins. I wake up every day excited to get into my sewing room and have fun. All of my family is benefiting from my love of bags. I want to thank you, Danny, Violet, and everyone that works with you to make your gift possible. You breathed new life and hope and inspiration into me. I'm sure there are others out there that feel the same." That was one of the most amazing emails I've ever gotten.
You do get some awesome emails.
I actually have a folder in my email. Anytime I get a really nice email, I save it for a rainy day. You know, sometimes everyone has a day where it's not going the best, and I read through those emails because it makes me feel a lot better. And I super appreciated this email because I don't know, like when I mentioned earlier that I'm self-conscious of my sewing and my finished projects and bag making, I think that also carries on to life in general. I'm self-conscious about a lot of things, and not sure if what I'm, as far as patterns or whatever I'm doing, if it's what I should be doing or if I'm doing a good enough job. And so, like, when I get an email like this, it really, I was meant to do this, and we were meant to do this as a family, and things, I don't know. I just love making videos and patterns and sharing with you all. And we were talking on Instagram Live just before this chat about setting up some sort of, do you want to?
Hello, Danny. Well, we just talked about it, right? The app is called Discord. You can get it on your computer, your cell phone, your tablet. It's free. It uses a small amount of your internet bandwidth. And we were talking about a virtual sewing retreat, and we're just bouncing ideas, maybe doing like Skype. Then I talked about, from my gaming community, we use Discord, which is this app that lets you talk to each other. And you can have it set where you don't touch anything. You can wear a headset. You can put on your speakers, whatever works best for you.
You can hear and can you see what other people are doing?
If the seeing part would be not Discord, the talking like in a group, that would be Discord. So you could have your computer on over there, have your speakers and your microphone over there somewhere, and you're working on your project while Sarah's working on a project over there, and you don't see what you guys are doing, but you guys can be talking about what you're experiencing or what you're doing. You can sort it by...
Well, I like the idea of seeing what...
If you want to see, that would have to do webcam, so you'd have to have a webcam, and that would be a group deal, which would be a little different, and I could definitely check that out.
Okay, anyway, to make a long story short, we were thinking of doing like a weekly...
like so long.
Like so long.
Yeah, you're sewing, she's sewing, whatever you guys are just talking about, hanging out,
Yeah, just talking, and, you're working on whatever project you want to work on. I'm working on something, because sometimes I need motivation for sewing. I don't sew a whole lot anymore. And it would just be fun to just, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe like Friday nights we get together and we all sew and work on projects and talk, and I just thought it would be really fun. But without getting too much into detail, Danny will look into that. And
with video, it's going to be more challenging, 100%. Without video, very easy to do. So we'll see what's going to work out with that. Would you guys be opposed to no video and just have it where you can talk like a phone call, but you hang out in a big room together and you can have multiple people talking? You can sort by different things you're doing, or if you want to just all hang out on Friday nights, that's too. And also the server would be up, say Sarah wasn't there, say on a Thursday or Wednesday night, and you're just sewing, say you're by yourself and you want to hang out there. Maybe there's someone else from across the world doing the same thing as you, and you guys just hang out and talk about whatever you guys are working on while you're sewing and stuff. It's very easy to set that up.
I just thought it would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, we could work with it. The video part is going to be more challenging because a lot of people, the internet won't sustain it, and you have to have a webcam that's going to be pointing at whatever you're using. So if you're over there, your computer's there, and your sewing room's over there, it doesn't have a computer.
Okay. Well,
challenging.
you're really good at researching, so I know you'll find the best option for that.
Rolanda wants to know, what is the best scissors for cutting?
I have
Kai
a
scissors,
lot of
I think, are great
scissors.
ones.
Yes, Kai scissors are the ones I have. The model number on my scissors are 7205, in case you want the exact same ones. They cut like butter, and I like the handles because they have sort of a little rubbery grip, and they're not. I've had other scissors in the past. I think I had a pair of Gingers at first. They were all metal. And it's funny because Danny has a friend who he talks to online, kind of like what he was mentioning before about the group chat. And when I would use my scissors at night, he first thought that the sound that my scissors made was a cat.
A hairball, yes.
A cat throwing up a hairball.
Yeah, it's like, do you have a cat with a hairball going over there? I'm like, what? I don't even have any cats. What are you talking about? Then I look around, I'm like, Sarah, she's like, you have something you can cut?
But these are not the scissors.
Oh, okay. Those things did sound like, once he said, like, yeah, hello.
These are not the same scissors that I used to have.
Rachie, we were talking about Discord server for voice. A lot of people said, voice is fine. They, don't want to necessarily show their sewing.
But I actually got these. I'll probably show these on the Sunday show, but I got these in the mail today. These are the Kai pinking shears, because I haven't taken them out of the package, but I wanted to try and see if they were as smooth as my other regular
Sarah
Kai
will
scissors.
never use pinking shears because I know for a fact when we're sewing videos and she makes her little triangle cuts around the curved edges, people said in the past, Sarah, use the pinking shears.
But maybe I will now.
But here's the deal. I'll say she's got a pair right there in the jar. I said, Sarah, why don't you use those pinking shears? People recommend it all the time. I'm just a creature of habit. That's what I like to do. So she cuts really slowly, like these little cuts.
But maybe, because I have the new pinking shears, maybe I'll...
But I don't think you've even tried those. I've mentioned it a couple times.
Well...
We'll see. Hopefully you do, because I think it's going to be a faster technique.
I spent money on these, so I feel like I am obligated to use them. No.
No, so what's the difference? You're not going to win this battle, Sarah. Nikki, also, thank you about the group. I think I will take you up on that offer. I'll probably send you a message. You maybe can invite me to that group. It's for embroidery. She mentioned a group that she helps with.
Oh, cool. That would be awesome.
She said she emailed you about it, Sarah. Sarah did not tell me, so...
I know I did join one embroidery group. I'm not sure if that was the one. But I did join one. I haven't investigated.
Yeah, Kathy, I've heard we've actually used Zoom with our bookkeeper. I'm not sure the limitations are for how many people can join it and if there's a cost attached to it and what's the first benefit. So I'll definitely look into it. I know Zoom, there's many other... Google Hangouts at one time was a great one because you could have a ton of people. And you'd have little games you can play. Like, say, if you wanted to show your camera, not show your camera, you could put a disguise on yourself if you want. Whatever you liked. They even had card games you could play. But I think it's a great idea, and it creates more of a community, which is very cool. You guys could talk more and get Sarah off my back to go, like, throw garbage out or clean. Does Kai make left-hand scissors, Sarah?
You know what? I'm not sure of the answer. I'm going to guess that they do, but I don't know 100%, so I don't want to lie to you about that.
What about Sarah sews? Either talking or listen. Maybe people videos, Russ listening, talking back in. So it'd be like a show like this, Sarah, where we have the cameras and...
But everybody's sewing and we can all talk to each other.
Well, they could say they could just sew it, but it'd be like interaction like this. It'd have to be like typed comments.
Oh.
That's what I think they're making reference to.
Oh, okay. No, I want to hear everybody's voices and that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone should also talk to, with each other.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just trying to go back and forth to get everyone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nikki, you're not the only one. I've just seen like a bunch of them like, no for the video. I don't want people seeing the mess that's my sewing room. Seriously, DH calls me his mess. But, I've seen a lot of people say, they're not too keen on showing their, sewing room.
Well, it would be cool if there was an option. Like, if you wanted to be on the video, you could.
Yeah.
And if you didn't want a video, we could just hear your voice.
Yeah. I think Google Hangouts might have that feature. You don't have to enable your camera. Just listen or talk, whatever.
Or you could cover the camera up with, like, a
piece of black
fabric. Yeah.
Let's see. A pinking rotary blade.
Excuse
Bless
me.
you again.
Excuse
you.
me. Ah.
You know, I love when Bronwood says this too. Multiple comments I've seen people say, when Danny starts talking about something, just watch Sarah's face. She'll
Do I really do that?
I try not to look because if it's true, I'd feel terrible.
I didn't realize I did that.
But Bronwood really calls it out, so I think she must be saying it. Just doesn't. I don't think she'd make something up about it.
Oh man.
Sarah, you're
It's
in
like
trouble.
subconsciously.
Hot water. Like, is he talking about that
I don't
again?
even know that I'm doing it.
When we bring video games up, we'll give her eye roll.
Oh, well,
Let's
yeah.
see, did it work?
But
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
excuse me.
And Mary, if you have questions that aren't answered here, you can always hit Sarah personally on sarah@sosweetness.com. If you have a burning question, you feel like it's not being taken.
We're not trying to leave anyone out. It's just that there's, between YouTube and Facebook, there's usually a ton of questions and comments. And yeah, by all means, if I don't get to your question or we miss it somehow, feel free to email me. My email is sarah@sosweetness.com, and it's Sarah with no H.
Kathy said there was just a mass drop for Kai scissors. Mass drop is a service where they purchase, I think you
Like a crowd
purchase,
crowd buying.
get a discount.
Yeah. Crowd buying website.
Well, you have to set it up to be at any time of the day. It's probably, you'll have to figure that out. Probably it's the like group sewing deal. If it's
Okay.
Fridays or whatever. Fridays, careful. If it is that day, I'll be screaming in the background.
Oh yeah, Fridays. It's so funny. Friday's his gaming day, but like I'm like.
I thought any day that ends in Y is my
Yeah, I was
gaming
like,
day.
isn't every day your gaming day? Cause I.
Well, more friends play that night, so that gets a little more involved.
Okay. Sarah says, in regards to Pellon, are there two different Pellon shape flex fusible interfacings, woven and non-woven? So there are two different kinds, but one is a sew-in shape flex, which I've not used. I usually use the fusible. The fusible is the other option. The product number of the shape flex fusible is SF101, in case you need that. Any more questions coming through on Facebook?
Yeah, it's some checking.
Sorry, I know we're having a hard time because of the technical difficulties, but
And the difficulty is that Facebook changed their information sharing rights, and we use a program that helps put the comments on the screen. Roll your eyes.
no, I just
Well, it's good to explain what the problem is.
Okay.
It's Facebook's problem.
Okay, that's a good answer. It's Facebook's problem, not our problem.
Well, it causes us to have a problem. I really ordered a light setup on Amazon. I'm really a struggle point for the photography video, because I thought it'd be a great idea to. It's not like Sarah's pattern where it's like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. I think.
Well, I told you to write an outline for your. He was going to do a photography video, just some basics on how to shoot your finished bags so they look nice in the photos.
I think I should write all my
I actually had an
tips
email
down, then sort them,
Yeah.
like brainstorm it, then sort it in sections.
Because I had an email today. When's
People
Danny
mention it
coming out?
constantly, and I really want to, bring it out, because the research I did for it is, I think would be helpful for little tips, and I just need to do it. I just get so distracted. There's all this stuff going on.
Well, you see the outlines I write. Like I wrote an outline for today's show. You could just write an outline just for your certain bullet points you want to hit for the photography video.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I see a lot of different comments.
Oh, I did see a question. Where was it? Oh, right here. This one. Deborah says, is the Oriole bag a good bag for beginners? I have successfully made a couple of pouches, but never a bag. So the Oriole bag's a free pattern on my website and on YouTube, and it has a video to go along with it. I think it would be fine for a beginner. I would suggest using, I made two versions, but I would suggest using quilting cotton to make it easier, and also a magnetic snap instead of the twist lock. And I'm pretty sure I showed both in the videos and the patterns. So the Oriole bag is, let me grab it from back here. So it's two different sizes. So here's the small. There we go. Here's the small, and I made both of them with twist locks, but you can use a magnetic snap for yours as well. And like I said, I would suggest.
Sorry, I took the comments away.
That's okay. I would suggest using quilting cotton and not cork. The quilting cotton is very forgiving to sew with, and we've seen a ton of Oriole bags, so I think that means people like it and it's nice to sew. And I think I saw the other day someone made 9 Oriole bags already, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. Melissa says, is there a handheld rivet press? I can't find one. There is. Off the top of my
Amazon,
head,
right?
yeah, Amazon. I think I bought one on Amazon. It was, I felt like it was hard on my hands because I did do a video on my tabletop rivet press and I had a handheld one. And the handheld one, I felt like it was really hard to get the holes and the grommets or whatnot in place. Maybe my hands are just weak, but I'll investigate. And if I find something that's easier, I'll post it in the Facebook group. Linda wants to know, is there a thinner foam interfacing than the one you recommend? So my favorite foam is by Annie Soft and Stable. It's a sew-in interfacing. There's other foam interfacing products out there. Pellon makes one. It's called Flex Foam. So they have a sew-in Flex Foam, one-sided fusible Flex Foam, two-sided fusible Flex Foam, and Bosel also makes a foam interfacing called Bosel Interform, which is also, again, sew-in, one-sided fusible, and two-sided fusible. I feel like out of the three, the Bosel is the most dense. The Pellon Flex Foam is the airiest out of the three. Airiest means like, well, how would you say airiest? More
Dense?
not fluffy, the opposite of dense. And everyone has a different personal preference as far as the foam. For sure, never get the naked Flex Foam because most of the foam interfacings have a thin coating of fabric on the top and the bottom, which makes it easy to go through the sewing machine. The naked Flex Foam has neither, and so it's just raw foam, and it drags on the feed dogs, and it's all around not fun to sew with. So either of those three brands, just not a naked product. It sounds weird to be calling interfacing naked. Anyway, Mary Grace says, where is everyone posting their bags that they make? So we have a Facebook group, which is different than the Facebook page, but everyone can post questions and photos in the Facebook group. It's So Sweetness Fans is the
Facebook.
Is the address on Facebook. Yes.
I think if you're part of the page, it'll
There's
say
a
groups,
link in
and
the
you
group.
can click the group, and it
That's true.
should pop it up.
That's true. Good point.
Yep. Lauren wanted to know if you're ever going to design fabric, but Sarah's designed 2 lines of fabric already.
I did design 2 lines of fabric.
It's not her passion.
It's been years ago already. That was for Art Gallery Fabric. So the first line was called Jungle Avenue. The second line was called Fantasia. It had unicorns and that kind of thing. So I liked it a lot. I just discovered that designing fabric and patterns were both full-time jobs. And I just didn't want to do okay at 2 things. I wanted to do the best that I could at one of them. So I picked the one that I felt like I was better at, which was the patterns. And I don't think I'd ever design fabric again. I don't know. I feel like it's similar to the quilt patterns. I feel like I just don't have enough ideas or enough good ideas. And there's people that are doing fabric way better than I ever could. So let those people design the fabric and I'll design bag patterns.
This will be the last question.
Okay, Sanjita says, is the cork fabric and vegan leather the same thing? If not, what's vegan leather? That's a great question. So the cork is vegan because it's not made from any animal products. It's actually cork bark harvested from the cork oak tree, and I get the cork fabric from Portugal, so that's where the trees are native to. And when they harvest the cork, it doesn't kill the tree. They just sort of strip the outer layer of the bark, which they use to bond to the fabric and make cork fabric. And then by harvesting the cork, it helps the tree continue to flourish and produce more cork. And cork trees can continue producing the cork for the fabric for 200 years or more, so that's really cool. Another couple things about the cork, it's UV protected, so like bright colors like this red one shouldn't fade, and they don't bleed. Like they don't, if you wear the bag, it doesn't, the color doesn't come off on your clothes. And they're also Scotch Guard protected at the factory by the manufacturer before the fabric comes to us. So this is already treated with Scotch Guard and UV protectant. And what else was I going to say about that? I think that's it. But it's vegan because it's not made from an animal product. Was that the last question you said?
Yes, it was.
Okay, I think we got to everything in my outline for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us for Ask Sarah. We'll see you again next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Have a great rest of the week and happy sewing.
See you guys. Bye.